welcome back, nail queens. In today's video I'm going to be showing you some ombre techniques, yes, with gel, but you can do the orange one with dip, and I'll show you guys in a minute. But thank you so much, Modelones, for sending these gels over for me to try out. Bonafide Beauty also sent me a glass cuticle pusher, so I have that here and I'm going to show you guys that briefly. But I also want to pop in and mention that tomorrow starts the Amazon Prime Day deals. I think it's a 2-day event. So I'm going to have these products linked in the description box below, because I know for a fact that Modelones is having a Prime Day deal on a lot of their stuff, and I love their products. But this glass cuticle pusher, ooh, it's nice. It's like the nicest cuticle pusher I've ever had. So thank you so much, Bonafide, for sending this my way. I love the Bonafide Beauty Ergofiles. I'll link those down below as well. But getting straight into the gel part of this video, so Modelones sent over their color cubes, which is their solid cream gel formula. Once you know how to use it, it's wonderful. The first time I ever used it, I didn't think to prime this very dry, brand new brush. So I used a dry brush and everything turned out streaky. So prime your brushes with gel base coat first. Get them nice and moist and conditioned before you start playing with the solid gels. But we're not here for the solid gels today. I'm going to be using the redefined gel polish kit. They're like a bunch of nudes that range in color from, you have your white, which is not a nude, but you know, baby boomer. You kind of need the white to do it. Then you have the mauve, and then more of a caramelly nude, so like more on the brown tones, not so much pink. Then you have like an apricot tone or peachy, bright pink, and then here is the white. And then the last color, which I definitely forgot, is like this rose pink color, which I really love. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take one of the, it's like the apricot-y one. I don't know what else to call it. It's a nude, guys. It's a nude. But I'm taking that color and I'm applying it all over this swatch stick, where I'm going to show you guys the demonstration of the first technique. And I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds in my nail lamp once it's all painted on, and then go ahead and paint a second coat off camera. Yep. And I'm pulling out the orange dip powder. Yes, a dip powder. And I'm going to show you exactly why. So I'm taking a gel base coat, applying a thin layer of this to the entire nail. Yes, it already has color on it, which is exactly what you want. And then gel base coat, do not cure. Do not cure yet. Do not cure. You're going to take your clear acrylic powder or dip powder, whichever clear you have, and you're going to pour that over top of that uncured gel base coat. Yes, I just smushed it in there. It did not seep on the sides. I'm fine. It worked out. But I know a lot of people do not do that. All right, now you can go cure that in your nail lamp. So I cured the gel base with the acrylic powder over top for 60 seconds. Once it's out of the lamp, I'm taking an ombre eyeshadow brush and I'm just scrubbing that pigment from the free edge, like where the tip of the nail is, onwards up. Like, so you just focus the vast majority of the pigment at the free edge. You want it to be the darkest and densest there, and then just fluff it up. Like, I don't know if you do eyeshadow makeup, but you want it more like dense in the crease, and then as you work your way towards the rest of the eyelid, you want it to look more like blended and more flowy and fluffy, not so harsh. Which is exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of blending where the middle is. I'm not trying to pick up much pigment. Very little amounts of pigment, so that the center looks more and more seamlessly blended. And ta-da! You have a perfect ombre. The perfect ombre. It is literally the perfect ombre. I love it. Which, by the way, you can also do this over a matte top coat instead of clear acrylic. It works both ways. I just find that this way for me turns out more pigmented, but it's really just like an optional thing. Alright, so I put the top coat on there, gonna cure, and a matte top coat just makes everything look so much more perfect. If you ever feel like your ombres look bad, put a matte top coat on it and it's gonna look fabulous, just trust me. Now for option number 2. This one I showed recently in another video, but I'm gonna re-show it again for anybody who may have missed that video. And this one's going to be a 2-color ombre, so what I'm doing is I'm taking the Nude gel polish and focusing it on like the upper half or upper third of the nail. Then I'm going to switch over to the white gel polish and focus that on the lower third of the nail. And you want to apply these in thin layers. You don't want it to be super duper thick. Just trust me on that, it's a huge mistake. Then I take my favorite gel ombre brush and I just try to break the seam between the nude and the white, so that they kind of blend together, and I wipe that off on a lint-free wipe. Then I go to the top of the nail where the nude starts, and I work my way from side to side on like kind of working my way down, but also side to side. Just tap and drag, tap and drag. Once I get close to the white, then I rub off on my wipe, and then I flip the nail around and I drag from the white into the nude using the same exact technique. All right, and then wipe that off, and then I pour over the clear acrylic powder over that uncured gel. After it's like evenly coated, then I go put it in my nail lamp for 60 seconds. And then once it's done, I dust off all the excess powder and start over with the white and the nude, doing the same exact thing I did on the first layer. So even thin coats, as even as possible. These are kind of like a little milky sheer, so it's not looking as even as it normally would if I used a completely opaque gel. Then I'm breaking the seam between the nude and the white, wiping on my wipe right here, and then blending the white down into the nude, just from top to the center. Once I get close to the nude, then I wipe on my lint-free wipe again and continue blending further down into the nude, which you want to make sure you're wiping frequently, okay? Then back, just checking my edges, the side walls, making sure everything is nice and blended. And once I'm satisfied with how this blend looks, I'm going to pull out the clear acrylic dip powder again. I call it acrylic because clear dip powder, like dip powder is acrylic powder, by the way, just so y'all know. So I just call it clear acrylic just for uniformity purposes. So I poured that all over the blend here. I'm going to cure that again. And going in for a third and final layer. If you were satisfied at 2 coats, you could have stopped right there, did your gel top coat, all that magic, but I wanted a third coat, so I'm doing the same technique again, breaking that seal where the 2 colors meet, and then blending from top to bottom. And I'm just like tapping and dragging, tapping and dragging. I'm barely adding like any kind of anything, barely touching the nail. I'm just tap, drag, tap, drag. And then once I'm satisfied with that, I'm going to do the clear acrylic powder thing again. Yes, and you may be wondering, why the clear acrylic? Well, I did a class by OMN Studio. I followed her like ombre videos. By the way, she's incredible at ombre, and she uses this technique. And the acrylic just helps the colors just kind of like really blend a lot better. I don't know how to explain it, but it just does. It's magical. It works a lot better than if I tried to do it without the clear acrylic. Just letting y'all know, that's why I prefer using the clear acrylic to blend my colors together. I don't know, it just gives it something to grab onto. So I applied the matte top coat onto the Baby Boomer one and cured that, and you can see what the two of them look like right now next to each other. Tell me in the comments below which was your favorite technique, the Baby Boomer or the Scrub Ombre. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Do not forget that Modelones is having Prime Day deals. I'll link everything down below if you want to shop these products or any of my other Modelones favorites. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!